What on earth is going on, boys?
There will be some serious talk.
That's too deep, that's too deep.
With 1 minute and 40 seconds to go, they are all going to have to get quite a move on this lap. And I tell you what, Martin, this could be a bit touch and go for actually making it to the line here. That someone's going to have to make a charge in a moment.
They've got to go.
Or someone's not going to get to the checkered flag in time and start their final lap. And they're all queuing up here.
Well, none of them will get to the checkered flag at this pace.
There are 4 seconds, 3, 2 and 1, and I don't think they've made it.
Come on, guys.
They've not made it. Charles Leclerc's on pole at Monza. Ferrari have done it, but what a complete shambles that final run in Q3 was. They all stood around waiting for someone to blink, and in the end, they had their eyes closed for far too long.
It's crazy with this timing now we have, the system we have, where everyone backs up, everyone's trying to get a position. Yeah, they timed us out. They basically timed us out. So it's interesting. Get pole position in the first run and then just time everyone out.
Dark clouds gathered on Saturday morning, so most drivers were keen to sacrifice their pre-qualifying run so they could complete their qualifying lap before the weather deteriorated. Michael Schumacher had a dubious spin. Mark Webber clearly backed off the pace, as did Juan Pablo Montoya. The clouds got darker, but the rain did stay away. When the cars did go at full speed, it was Kimi Räikkönen that set the fastest lap, to the delight of the McLaren pit wall. McLaren had asked Hamilton to let Alonso through in the final part of qualifying. However, he failed to let Fernando past, despite requests from the team and the obvious anger of his teammate. Alonso pitted for fresh tyres. The lollipop was raised, and Fernando remained where he was for a further 10 seconds.
Is that a bit of a tactic within the team there to give Hamilton a bit of a headache? I think it might well be. That's really up to you now, Chubb.
Not going to make it.
Checkered flag and Hamilton's missed it. Hamilton's missed it by 4 seconds, so he is not going to get a lap in. Alonso just made it through. Meanwhile, Alonso faster than anybody in the middle sector. Is he going to take provisional pole position on this very controversial day? Yes, he does! But there are going to be some serious words in the McLaren garage.
I think the calculation was wrong because my teammate didn't complete the lap and I crossed the line with 2 or 3 seconds. So it was really tight. And, these things unfortunately happened today to us.
After much deliberation, Alonso was stripped of his pole position and relegated to 6th, and the team would score no constructors' points for this race.
What are we doing? I think it's his turn to go in front this Grand Prix, so tell him to speed up.
Okay, mate, you need to pick it up, otherwise we're not going to get another lap. Let's go.
There's no point me running.
Get on with it.
Punching a hole.
Get on with it.
Let's at least go 1 for 1.
You'll go on the next one.
GD, what's going on?
Overtake it, mate. Just overtake it.
No. Last weekend I was in front, now he's in front. Come on, man.
Max, overtake it, mate.
No. It's discipline.
I guess we're not going 1 for 1.
Okay, we got 15 seconds margin. This is how it goes. You've got to get a lap in, mate.
So basically I'm giving a tow to everyone, including my teammate, and if we have 3 runs at least let me get 1 run where I'm getting a tow. And they said we would and it didn't happen, so not that happy right now.
Every single weekend you swap around, so last weekend I was all the runs in front, so then it's this weekend of course his job to do that. And he was also running a bit more down for us, so of course he was hoping to take both advantages, but it's just how the team works. It's very simple, very easy.
Michael Schumacher's weekend did not start as well as it ended. This incident on Saturday morning not only lost him valuable track time, but also put his race car out of action for qualifying. But as is typical of the man, he was straight on the pace during the qualifying session. The Ferrari particularly suited to this circuit, and he appeared to have pole position. Controversy lay ahead when Häkkinen snatched pole under yellow flags.
I lift my arm up to slow down a little bit. I saw the situation 100%. It was everything under control.
To be honest, I will be surprised if it stays the order as it is now, because yellow flags is yellow flags, and we'll see what happens later.
Mika Häkkinen's lap was allowed to stand and he kept pole position.
The British Grand Prix saw Red Bull bring an upgraded front wing to this weekend's event. but a failure in practice on Sebastian Vettel's car mean they had only one left remaining for the weekend, and on Mark Webber's car. However, before qualifying it was decided that it would be moved from Webber's to Vettel's car, who went on to narrowly take pole position over his teammate.
This afternoon, although Sebastian's wing fell off, it was you, Sebastian, who got the one version of the new front wing. Can you both comment on what you feel about that?
Oh, I think the team is happy with the result today.
I mean, obviously, you know, from the outside it's quite difficult to judge sometimes what's going on, so we know what we're doing, I think.
Michael Schumacher and Fernando Alonso go side by side. Schumacher looking across at the man who took his crown off him. These two have done this quite a few times before. They have virtually a Grand Prix start, the two of them, side by side, and there's a real niggle as to who's going to lead the way. It's a matter of sort of macho pride between the two of them, isn't it?
And Michael Schumacher goes up the inside of Alonso down at the hairpin, so Alonso's electric getaway in the pit lane did him no good whatsoever because he was caught napping. Now he's going to come back at him. What on earth is going on, boys? Steady on, you're only out there to burn fuel off.
Fantastic entertainment between Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher. Not that we're watching a Grand Prix here, well, it feels like it. And you can see it's got past him there. So Alonso has picked the pace up for all that he may have been complaining. I have a feeling that the stewards will have something to say to these two about this. It's enough already.
Look how his body goes down inside the car when he hits the brakes hard. And Michael was getting ready to turn in as well. They're having some fun, aren't they?
In Monaco, grid position is everything. With so few places to overtake, a front row start can be vital for victory. The seconds count down, and provisional pole sitter Michael is on his final run. What's going on? Well, whatever it is, the waved yellow flags ensure Alonso has no chance of setting pole position.
I just think it's cheap for the sport, and somebody who's prepared to do cheap things like that should really consider if he's in the right sport, you know? Maybe he should do something. I think the time has come, he should do something else.
I'm there for many, many years, and people should know better who I am and what I am after all these years.
All the talk is about Michael Schumacher's parking misdemeanor. He will start from the pit lane after his overnight penalty.
Picks up the throttle early and hard. Wanders around that big bump. Oh, that's too deep. That's too deep.
And that's Rosberg's qualifying over and done with. He's on provisional pole.
You can't get it out of there. It's too tight to do a U-ey in there or a 6-point turn you need.
But if the yellow flags stay out there with 20 seconds to go and his teammate comes through, Martin, under yellow flags, that mistake from Nico Rosberg might just bag him the pole position here. What of Lewis Hamilton then? Let's pick him up now.
Backed off through the yellow.
So it's Rosberg who makes the mistake, pushing hard on his final lap, and it's a mistake that in the end means his teammate can't snatch pole away from him.
Rosberg created his own pole position and spoiled our fun.
Nico's mistake, ironically, and the subsequent yellow flags meant that you couldn't improve on your lap. Your feelings?
Yeah, it is ironic, but no, it's okay. I was up a couple tenths, so it's okay.
The Italian Grand Prix brought more controversy. Fernando Alonso had his 3 fastest times taken away for allegedly impeding Felipe Massa during his final run in Q3. Alonso got his penalty, although the stewards conceded he may not have done it deliberately.
And I did my lap, with no blocking anyone intentionally, only because I love the sport. I love the fans coming here, a lot of them from Spain, and I don't consider anymore Formula One like a sport.